Cam, is linebacker the biggest need for Miami in recruiting, and is playing the 4-2-5 defense hurt them in getting the top linebackers? Let's go Canes.
Linebacker is an issue. It's not the biggest issue, I don't think. And I don't think, I mean, it's 4-3, 4-2-5-ish, but I don't think it's keeping us from getting those guys, because we got a couple of good ones. Tyreek Austin-Cave is playing well in the action he's gotten. Corey Flagg is a true freshman, played very well. But we got to play the athletic guys, and I said that. We should be more athletic at linebacker, but we keep, there's other positions where this has been true. It's seniority over anything. And with all due respect to guys who are a little older on the roster, they're younger, more athletic guys who I think are better players and better fits for what we want to do. Sam Brooks should be starting, to be perfectly honest. And I know that either Manny Diaz or I think it was Manny Diaz kind of hedged and was like, oh, he's been battling a foot thing, so that's why he's not playing more. If he's not battling a foot thing, he needs to be starting. I'm sorry. And you have guys who are exposed in space. Bradley Jennings Jr., he's good as a run stopper going forward, but you put him in space, pretty bad. If you look at Zach McLeod even in space, he's supposed to be this athletic dude. And that's another throw that Trevor Lawrence missed going up the sideline on a wheel route-ish thing where ETN was not, he didn't see the ball or something, but he was wide open and 3 steps past Zach McLeod and everything. So, I mean, we got guys who need to play. I mean, Sam Brooks, Avery Huff, he's a cyborg out there, man. I mean, he's big, he's fast, he's strong. Like, why is he not playing? Why are we not putting guys who can play in space there, especially when other teams are putting us and having them go in space? And before you say, okay, well, you can't do it all, Sam Brooks started in the bowl game and led the team with 12 tackles last year. So if you're saying that he can't, and a lot of those are in run situations against Louisiana Tech, because they weren't just going to go fast and scheme him up into space. So I've seen it from him. You know what I mean? And if you're not getting that performance consistently out of that player, and we've seen that kind of performance, then you need to look at the coaching staff and not the player. Period, point blank. So, Sam Brooks is a guy who needs to play. There are other guys who need to play at multiple positions, I think. I think a wide receiver, we've seen a lot of the experiment and the impetus to try to get some of these older guys to be the guy at wide receiver. That ain't happening, kid. So let's put some of these young guys in there. It could be like Kenny Pickett against Miami in 2017. Maybe they're too young to know the gravity of the moment, and they just go in there and they do the job. Amon Richards, you know what I mean? Freshman record here at Miami for receiving yards in the season as a freshman. Hey, maybe you put these guys out there. But I think that there are a couple of positions where, we're running out there in terms of seniority and everything, and it's a little comfortable for the coaches to do that. And I think that they get a false sense of security because, the older guys know what to do in practice, so they look better in practice, but they look like this in the ball game. So I'm going to go to somebody else and give them an opportunity because not necessarily regardless, but I know what they're doing on the practice field is what you want the coaches to do, but if they're not doing it in the game, that means they're not doing it. So even if you're seeing some things that you like during the week, I need to see other guys during the game. And hey, look, there are practice players and there's gamers. So some guys might not be the best guy in practice and then show up in the game and then make some plays. Obviously, you want that consistent performance all the way across the board, but you're dealing with 18 to 23-year-olds. You're not going to have consistent performance every single day. That's just the way that it is. But I think linebacker is an issue in recruiting and on this roster. And again, I would like to see some of the younger guys play. Wide receivers, the same thing. And offensive line, we're going up against a talented group. Some things were exposed there. There's cornerback as well with depth issues because we only played 3 corners this week. DJ Ivey, Al Blaze Jr., and Takoria Couch. And hey, shout out to DJ Ivey for doing a lot better because he got lit on fire in that UAB game. And people, myself included, were openly talking about, hey, maybe we need to move in a different direction. Chris Williams transfers out of the program, and DJ Ivey has played very well. He had that kickoff, that blocked kick return touchdown. He had a couple good PBUs and things like that. He's stepping up, but we should be able to play more than 3 cornerbacks. Go back to the previous comment real quick. The Jackson Carman. I don't know if it's still there. You're able to see it.
Carman.
Yeah, it says something for 5-star thing. Jackson Carman got benched, I want to say.
Oh, man.
But even if you can't find it, that comment supports what I'm saying. Because Jackson Carman was a 5-star left tackle, offensive tackle from Ohio. He goes down to Clemson. He's starting at left tackle now. He got beat by Quincy Roche a couple times. He had 2 holding penalties against Quincy Roche and everything. And for a time during that game, he got benched by Dabo, saying, hey, you're not doing the job well enough, so I'm going to find somebody else who can. Where is that with our coaches? And I know that Keyshawn Smith had 12 snaps. He had 1 target. So if you're getting these snaps and not getting a target and not being a decoy or anything, are those snaps really valuable? When you're still running out there with other guys and then giving them the targets and things like that. Look, Miami's receivers have not been up to the task, period. They've been missing in action. When was the last time that we mossed somebody? We just jumped over a guy. Lawrence Cager in the 2018 season, probably. Maybe in 2017. But no, that's the last time that we had a guy went, yo, I'm going to go get that. Get off of me. Give me that. Remember that Orange Bowl when that's all Wisconsin's wide receivers did? They had 50-50 balls all day long, and they caught every single one, and they had like a 24-yard per target average because they went up and got it, shrugged the guy to the ground, and high-stepped into the end zone. Where are those dogs on the outside for Miami? And this is the Miami Hurricanes we're talking about, yo. The Miami Hurricanes, wide receivers. And we got these paper soft dudes, man. Soft serve, like a kid that I played basketball with in middle school and high school, named Purvis. And he got sent to the bench because coach called him soft serve. Why? Because his passes were like soft serve ice cream. Purvis. I can't have you out here. No, if you're going to pass it, throw it. Chest pass. Give me some on that pass. Because if we're running motion and everything and you got a defender coming off of a down screen, he's trying to shoot that gap. So that ball cannot be over there. You got to throw that. But we got these soft serve behind wide receivers who are looking for any reason to go to the ground in a 50-50 situation, any kind of physical defense. I'm going to crumble. I'm looking for the flag. Look, if I see D. Wiggins try to call for a flag again, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind. If you look back there, you could do a supercut of this year of number 8 in one-on-one coverage going up the sideline, getting feet tangled up or incidental contact or getting, just hand fighting and going to the ground and trying to, yo, go make a play. Go make a play. Please. Somebody. Because we can't, there are a couple positions on this team where I think that we need to go with a youth movement because there's the talent there to improve the performance. And I've called some names. So go back and look because there's names in this video.
I would like to say Cam's in rare form, but he's really not. He brings it every time.
Same.
Brings it all the time. It's great to hear. Tons of comments in the live chat. Great show. That's all due to Cam. I'm just here to host and kick it off to him and let him roll.
Teamwork makes the dream work, Mark. It's us together.
So I know the line opened at 10 or 10.5. We had a betting guy that we have on every week. We had him on this afternoon, and he throws out 13.5 to 14. And I was like, that a 10-point line usually doesn't move to 14 unless there's something going on, especially when Miami's coming off a 25-point loss and Pitt's not bad. 10 seemed reasonable.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it's 14.
Yeah. So, we'll see. So, but regardless of who plays quarterback, obviously we've seen with Kenny Pickett in his freshman year going to the bench for somebody who has little to no experience, didn't change the outcome. And it did change the outcome in their favor. So I'm not going to sit here and all of a sudden say, okay, going to their backup or whoever would play is an automatic guaranteed win for Miami because we've seen the opposite. So just like Demetrius Abrams said, the Canes need to focus on beating the Pittsburgh Panthers. Yeah. That's it. Everything else, obviously coaches are going to be recruiting. Bradley Jennings' younger brother just decommitted from Florida State, and he's down to Clemson, Miami, and LSU, and he's going to announce tomorrow, I want to say, at noontime, where he's going to commit. So it's a thing, obviously, where he's been thinking of dropping from FSU for a while and is making a quick move towards wherever else he wants to be committed. Maybe he follows his brother to Miami, and I know that the family is from South Florida, Bradley Jennings is from Miami and went to Florida State. So, hey, he'll just have to wear more orange and green polos and everything because that's what he dressed up in when Bradley Jr. committed to Miami. And he said, I'm not going to wear that logo, but I'll wear, the colors to support my son. But that's about as far with it as I'm going to go as a FSU alum. And I respect that. I understand that. But, hey, maybe the younger brother wants to do that as well. There's other guys that we're chasing after. USC just offered another 2021 quarterback. So that's brought the Jake Garcia recruitment into question potentially because it's a guy that they've had on the back burner, USC, that is, a quarterback for a while. So he's, they've been talking to him and everything. Oh, yeah, Michigan is the other one, Brian Luciano. That's true. Michigan, Clemson, and Miami are Jennings' final three. But, yeah, the quarterback is a guy that USC's had on the back burner, still talking to him, and all of a sudden, bang, he gets an offer. So you're like, wait a minute. So if you have an offer, which, if he's tweeting it out like it's committable and everything, what's changed in the situation if you have Miller Moss and Jake Garcia committed to then offer a third quarterback in a committable kind of way, it would seem. So who knows? But, coaches are going to recruit and everything, but, I know that there just had to be strong, focused work this week. Because, we cannot let Clemson beat us twice. And if we're going to be the team that we want to be, it starts with a win this week, bouncing back and then moving forward.
The rating numbers on Branden Jennings: 6th rated outside linebacker in the country, 13th rated player in Florida, top 82 player. That's up there. Number 82 in the nation, according to the composite out of Jacksonville, Florida, Sandalwood High School.
Yep. So, a big time linebacker. Obviously, Miami has been rumored to be in communication with Terrence Lewis, a 5-star from Miami Central, formerly of Miami Northwestern, formerly of Chaminade, formerly of Miami Northwestern. Yes, I said Miami Northwestern in 2 separate instances because he was there, left, went back, all that kinds of things. There's obviously going to be things going on behind the scenes, but the front and center focus does have to be beating Pittsburgh and just getting back on the winning path.
Folks, share these videos on social media. You have media influence out there, social media influence that neither Cam nor I do. You could get those out there. Like, comment, share the videos as well. Subscribe, of course. And let's conclude with, we got the super chat coming in from Torian. And so there's been much talk about Amari Carter. Cam, you agree that Amari should have been moved to striker, and we had Amari Carter at striker, Sam Brooks in the middle.
I think Sam Brooks needs to play. Look, man, Gilbert Frierson and Keontre Smith are doing a great job at striker. We're not talking enough about what Gilbert Frierson is turning into in front of our eyes at the striker position. He was the best defender not named Bubba Bolden against Clemson. And there's an argument to be made that he even had a better game on defense. Now, Bubba Bolden did have the 2 blocked field goals as well. But, you had, 8 tackles, 3 tackles for loss. You got Travis Etienne in space for loss a couple of times out there, man. You got a PBU down the field, 40 yards down the field for when you flip your hips and you have vertical coverage from an inside slot there. Gilbert Frierson's doing a great job, man. A great job. And we're not talking enough about him. So to say 100%, okay, just put Amari Carter there and everything. To be perfectly honest, what have you seen from Amari Carter that makes you think he would be better at that slot than Gilbert Frierson? I know that we're thinking, okay, going forward and in run support and, him knocking heads and being a Mack truck hitting people, but I don't know. I cannot 100% agree with that one. I will, however, agree with the second end part that regardless, Sam Brooks needs to be out there because – and I said it before the season, we wrote it on the site. Miami's strength at linebacker this year is the increased athleticism of the group. But you're playing some guys that are not the ones with the increased athleticism. So if that is the strength of that group, but you're not playing the guys who possess that trait and talent that is the strength of the group, what are you really doing?